Hello and welcome to the Metroidvania Review final stream. My name is Professor Q and this is Nick.
How's it going, everybody?
And today we're doing an Ask Me Anything. So this is the day that if you happen to be in the chat today, you can ask any question that you want and we'll try to answer it to the best of our ability. And in the meantime, while we do that, we're going to head down to the Queen's Gardens and try and get the last part of the seal and beat the Radiance before our 90 minutes are up. So we'll see how that turns out.
So, fun fact, originally, Hollow Knight was the first game we were going to play.
Yes, it was. So it's actually kind of ironic that we're ending on it. You mentioned it.
Yeah, all the way down to it being the end of the game.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know. I didn't plan it that way. I didn't plan any of this, by the way. As it turns out, on Monday, I found out that I got another job and I need to move. And I'm like, well, it's convenient that I'm stopping this so I don't have to worry about this at the same time.
I assumed they were connected.
No, they weren't. So, yeah, like a couple weeks ago. I mean, it was planned. I knew I was shutting things down when we played Project Delta last week. But I didn't want that to be the subject of the stream, so I didn't bring it up until afterward. So I kept quiet at that point, but...
I knew too, guys.
Wait a minute. Do I have the compass on? Okay, I do. I was noticing that as I zoomed on the map, my face was there. I'm like, wait a minute, can you cheat the compass by going into the menu screen?
That would kind of defeat the purpose.
I never tried. The end before things go down. You make it sound like we're going to have a fight. Crockett. Things are going down after this stream.
We're going to punch, and then also punch some more.
Yeah. I mean, it was upsetting to me when I came to the conclusion that I just needed to stop. But as I posted on Monday, all the reasons for it, I hope that it's all clear. Everybody's been very kind to me, so I'm grateful for that.
I can't believe you're quitting. You're just really disappointing me.
Parasocial. Well, I like how you're saying that.
Well, you're getting too much support, so I gotta,
Oh, yeah. Nick did say he was going to miss these streams.
Yeah, I will miss these. It's a nice little Saturday morning thing.
Yeah, it's fun. Uh-oh, not a boss. We know I'm so bad at these.
Suddenly panic bosses.
Does this even count as a boss?
I don't even remember this.
This is a gauntlet.
Yeah, there's a lot of... You're not locked in. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Oh, look, it's Cloth.
Yeah, it's Cloth. Hooray, Cloth. I don't really need you on this fight because I'm kind of OP for it, but...
He jumps in to quote-unquote save you, and you just massacre everyone around him, and he's just like, uh-oh.
Oh, there we go, the Traitor Lord. Welcome, Diggs BTW. Whoa.
I actually don't remember this fight.
Well, I know exactly what I'm going to do in this fight. Not try that hard. And apparently he does 2 damage, so I probably should try harder.
Yeah, he's really dishing it out.
Holy crud, I am not... Alright, well, Cloth is dead.
Well, there you go. It's a...
Whoa, I didn't set any benches. Whoops.
Welcome to the Saturday stream, everybody.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm paying attention to the chat, probably. As much as I should, considering the theme of the day.
Yeah, if we get any Ask Me Anything questions, I'll pass them along. If you're in the throes of combat.
Yeah, I should probably stretch my legs and actually try on some of these boss fights. I don't think I had anything equipped that would have been bad just now. Maybe I accidentally broke my... Okay, I didn't have any of that stuff equipped.
Imagine if we were just like a couple of sessions behind and we're quitting right as we get to the Path of Pain.
I am glad that we got the Path of Pain. I am sorry that I didn't get to the Pantheon before we all decided to wrap it up. But
that's all right.
But you know,
we got our satisfying torture thing.
The Path of Pain was fun. I'm glad I did it. And you know what? I'm probably going to do the Pantheon on my own, and I'll record it and possibly put it up on YouTube.
Hey, you know what? If you do the Pantheon, I'll sit in and watch, and we'll do color commentary.
Just banter.
Yeah.
It's not as good when we don't have people chatting, though.
True. I'll make up chatters. I'll be everybody.
To the hypotheticals that we were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking If we had continued this, we thought a good day would have been hypothetical question day.
Yeah. So we have this email group that I probably shouldn't advertise because the people are like, can I join that email group?
It's not that good.
No, it's really not. Trust me, you don't want to be in it. But anyway, it's our hypothetically speaking email group, and I made it because I just come up with random hypotheticals all the time. I just find them fun. And because I'm lazy, so I used to make up scenarios like you find a gnome in a garbage can at Disneyland, and because you found him, he's going to grant you a wish or whatever. I used to be really creative like that, but then I came up with one where it was cultists that they have a bomb that's going to affect the entire world. Everybody's going to turn into lizard men. Do you shoot this cultist to stop the bomb from going off, or do you just let it go off? Those type of things. Now, obviously, lizard men would be stupid, but
hey, well, let's not get out of control here, because lizard men, there's some advantages to being a lizard man.
Sure.
You can blink your eyes sideways.
That's the first thing you list. It's just cool, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Why would you not want that?
Yeah, that's slam dunk. I mean, I've been blinking my eyes top down for my entire life, and that's boring.
You top downers.
You know what I don't understand? So lizards can't regulate their body temperature, right?
Right.
Why not? What in our body lets us do that that's not in their body that keeps them from doing it?
Well, the bigger question is why... So, I imagine that we have a thing in our body... Now, neither of us are biologists. I am an accountant, and he's a history teacher, so...
What do you mean? We totally know what we're talking about. We're scientists.
So we're literally just conjecture at this point, but I know that we have systems that keep us warm. The bigger question is why don't the lizards... Why didn't the lizards evolve those systems? What is the advantage of that? And I think part of it is that we use a lot of calories to get to where we are in order to maintain homeostasis, and lizards need less calories that way.
So they have to eat less?
That's my theory. My random accountant on playing Hollow Knight on Saturday with his history friend.
That makes sense. But I still want to know, where's our radiator? And why don't they have one?
I think it has to do with our blood.
Just metabolism? Are we metabolizing more?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But I mean, they have to metabolize, don't they? This is the quality gaming content that people tune in for.
Why don't lizards have blood the same as us? Wow, I'm actually having a hard time with this boss.
Maybe I do not remember this fight.
I don't remember this fight either, and I really should rest at the bench near the Queen's Garden. I don't even know why I have it at this point.
Every time you just assume you're going to do it this time, and then...
we're just gonna watch me ride on the
for the
weird horse thing.
So we're going to tie it in.
What do you call this guy?
He's a spider, isn't he?
He's a stag, I think. Okay.
Like a stag?
We're going to actually sit at this bench so we can save ourselves a little bit of time. And let's take some of this stuff off. We need this. I like that. Long nail, not so much necessary, I don't think, since I'm charge slashing. That one's good. I'm going to keep that one on because charge slashing seems to be helpful. We'll get rid of the two gathering items. You know what? I'm going to bring the Grimchild because dodging seems like it's helpful. And then what was the other one? Shaman Stone. I can't bring both. I guess I can get rid of Nailmaster's Glory and bring the Shaman Stone. Isn't there one that increases the amount of soul you get?
Per strike? I think so.
Spell Twister is the one. Let's go full Joe. I don't want to do Joni because I want to be able to heal in case something hits me while on my way.
So if you could swap the upgrade system of Hollow Knight into a different game, so you get all of these power-ups in a different game, what game would be the best?
So I guess what the question you're really asking is there a game that you would like to just play Hollow Knight in instead of the character that you actually play?
No. You get the upgrades. All of a sudden, Samus gets more white magic every time she hits
more
an enemy.
bug juice.
I want Minecraft.
I hope I'm going the right way. Now that I took my map off, I'm already lost. No, this is right. I remember that. Landmark. Isn't it great how you can use landmarks?
Actually, is Minecraft a Metroidvania?
Do you know what's really beautiful about Hollow Knight? This game isn't like on a tile-based system, and you know, where everything's just a block. That
Yeah, tile-based systems and games that are made in them are terrible.
it just looks better. It's just that them, you know, everything kind of has a cohesive whole. There's still a lot of black space, but it feels like the black space fits with everything else instead of, you know, just.
I mean, it definitely feels more organic. Yeah.
Yeah. What am I doing? This is why I didn't go Joni build. I'm apparently not going to play well this morning, which is not bode well for actually beating the Radiance today.
Nah, you're gonna do it for like first try.
Maybe. I mean, he is the boss that I spent the most time on, of course.
When's the last time you fought him? When you played the game the last time?
Yeah, when I played the late game last time. Did I lose Cloth? Are you only allowed to... Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah, Cloth shows up. What, is Cloth a lady?
I think so. She's got a... I mean, she's either a lady or she has a very high... Or he has a very high-pitched voice. I'm going to go with lady.
He is very small. He, she, they. There we go, they. We'll never know what's under Cloth's mask.
Well, since Hollow Knight isn't a dating sim, I don't know if it actually matters that much.
Oh man, I want a Hollow Knight dating sim.
Alright, we're not off to a great start here. Whoa, what the... Okay. Oh, I never got the black fireball, darn it. Because I never got the thing of the crystal peak.
So what gift would you have to give this boss to win its affections in the Hollow Knight dating sim?
I'm gonna say dates, like, and not just because I'm thinking of the word date.
It's like, okay,
we were off to a great start today. I've died to this boss 3 times as I'm trying. Apparently, trying to answer the hardest questions. All right, let's get this. We're gonna dump all this stuff.
I think scissors. Well, no. If you got scissors on your hands, you wouldn't want more scissors.
Scissors.
What would somebody with scissors for hands want? What did Edward Scissorhands want? He just wanted hands.
He just wanted love. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, no, he also wanted hands.
Love and hands.
And I mean, preferably hands for himself. Just, you know, not somebody else's hands.
Yeah, we'll bring up your child.
Caldroth, I'm overpowered for this part.
Thanks, Caldroth.
No, you have no idea. He would have died like 3 more times than he already has. Oh, you're bringing Batfriend.
I am bringing Batfriend because I can dodge and they'll do damage for me. And they're fully powered now. They're looking stylish.
They are.
And they fire like once every 1.8 seconds.
For a half damage.
For a half damage. You know, a half damage is better than no damage.
That is true. This is going to be 3 people teaming up against this one boss.
Yeah. I beat Nightmare King Grim, and yet weird, random Trader Master is the one that's giving me the trouble today. Let's just get some soul, get some bug juice. Welcome,
hey, and
Chief.
This will give me one last opportunity to complain about having to journey back to a boss fight after dying every time, and how much I hate that in games.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing about... I don't know if I can stop myself. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how am I going to play games without talking about it afterwards? Like, I'm not going to quit playing games, but at the same time, it's like, I can't play this without writing a review. It feels that way anyway.
Well, you can always still write reviews.
I know.
You're going to keep up your curation thing. That's kind of
yeah. I am going to keep
Honestly,
that.
I think that's almost, well, not more challenging, but it's a different kind of challenge, because you have to condense what you have to say into a much tighter narrative.
Frankly, I probably should have started doing that a long time ago. I think part of the reason why the YouTube channel was relatively unviewed was because my videos are probably too long-winded.
Kektar is asking if you will compile a Silksong review when the time comes.
Possibly. I don't know. I doubt that I'm going to be disappointed with Silksong. Part of the reason why I kind of hit the edge this past week, though, is just kind of like, is there any point for me talking about Metroid Dread when everybody's going to have their opinion already anyway?
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like maybe one or two people might be talking about Silksong when it comes out.
Right, exactly. And responding to Indiana Wars, one of the things I'm thinking about doing is finally making that game I've been thinking about making basically since high school. The reason why I haven't done it is because I keep learning things. I'm like, oh, I could put this into the game, and then like I learn something else new. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta wait before I make this game, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously, I have the ability to plan things out and actually get things done when I put my mind to it. So I just need to apply that, I guess, finally, and just do it, and just accept that nothing I do is ever going to be perfect.
Not with that attitude.
And yeah, I don't know, but the thing about writing reviews, I don't think I could write reviews for myself. It was always to communicate to other people. To me, writing without other people in mind doesn't make sense to me.
It's journaling.
Yeah, I did some excerpts of so this past week on YouTube, and it's funny that this isn't going to go up on YouTube until January, so I decided that as a kind of a final thing for the channel, I would pick out some of my favorite edits and scenes from my reviews and just post them. And it was also kind of an experiment to see if like people would be more willing to click a shorter video, and if the shorter video would like entice them to watch the full thing, you know?
Yeah, you made review trailers.
Basically, and apparently everybody hates them. And one person this morning was like, "I'm done with your excerpts. Unsubscribed." I'm like, okay, well, you're probably gonna hate the week after this.
People get so incensed and upset over such trivial things.
I'm just like, yeah, it's whatever. But the funny thing is that it's only 1 week. It was what I planned. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to do that for like every day for the next 3 months, you know?
Yeah, you were seeding your longer videos. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of reading the comments and just dodging at this point. And also looking for an opportunity to heal this health. No, that was not a good trade.
That was the opposite of healing.
Well, I took off all of my speed healing stuff, so I'm also really wishing I had gotten the fireball because, frankly, doing this just is a lot harder than just shooting a fireball at him. And there's nothing stopping me from just hitting with the white fireball, I guess, but
This boss makes me think of health bars. Like, would you like to know how close you are to winning right now, or would that be a detriment?
it's always I don't know. There are advantages and disadvantages to health bars. Sometimes health bars can make things more stressful because you're like, oh, I was only, 1 unit left or whatever.
Yeah, like I was so close.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, what would entice you to jump back into the fight quickly? Health bar or no health bar?
Frankly, I kind of like health bars more, but also Hollow Knight wants to keep your eyes on the action, and when you have a health bar, you have a tendency to look at that.
That's true. Eyes on the prize. It reminds me of whenever you play like racing or open world games, and you've got a mini map, and it gives. Oh, I think Cloth just killed him.
Yeah, I think Cloth just killed herself in the process.
No! Cloth, no! Why did you do this?
The end of Cloth.
Wait, you can't dream nail either of them?
I can't remember. Is there a way to save her, like if I killed him fast enough.
Oh man, cloth.
And yeah, as far as the excerpts go, that's kind of my thought. Is like they're only for a little while. I understand, like I don't know, they don't like seeing it in their feed or whatever. Which, by the way, is the reason why I separated my Let's Play channel from the review channel initially, was because I knew that not everybody would care about the Let's Plays. So they're gonna get really mad in a little bit because I'm putting all the Let's Plays on the main channel.
Oh man, they're gonna have to, scroll past that in their long stream of videos in their YouTube.
I'm not gonna attempt to read, by the way, this week. I'm just gonna leave it on the screen long enough for you to read it yourself if you'd like.
I'm gonna look up if we can save cloth.
I'm sure you can. I actually remember her being in Dirtmouth my first playthrough, maybe. So I think she's up there with Zote. And this is the lady you have to deliver the flower to, I think, right? That was actually a quest I actually did never finish when I did this the first time.
That would have been an amusing thing to watch you try to do.
I don't know, considering it took me, 7 tries to beat this thing, I don't know if... I think it's probably good we're ending the Let's Play of this.
Okay, let's see if you can figure out what game I've been playing a lot lately. What I just Googled was, can you save cloth in Noita?
Is there a character named... Oh, you just add Noita to everything you Google now?
Yeah, I did Noita because that's what I've been Googling constantly.
I think it's the hidden station I want to go to. I don't think there's any bosses this way, but I'm not equipped with anything that would be dangerous, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave my loadout as is.
Oh, you can go back, and her cloth or her spirit will be floating above her body.
Oh, okay, then we can talk to her there. Yeah, I might do that before we end.
And I don't think you can save her. Although she doesn't show up for that fight if you didn't save her down below.
Oh, interesting. I need to watch all of Mossbag. Is that his name, Mossbag?
Oh, his lore videos?
I need to watch all those lore videos, yeah. I mean, I've watched all the Vachi Video stuff. I have no idea why I haven't done it for Hollow Knight.
I like his tone. What's he doing now? Does he make other lore videos, or did he just stop making videos?
Vachi?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like pining for Elden Ring at this point, yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where we need to go. Oh. Isn't it like right in the corner here? Shoot. Pretty sure we go to the Abyss.
Is this the thing where you have to go in the goo and then it like grabs you?
Yeah, something like that. Opens the way to a birthplace. Oh, I have to equip it. Genius.
Like, yeah, it's here in my pocket. What's the problem?
Anyway, thank you for the offer, Indiana Ores. I'll keep you in mind. I don't really have the talent to make an action game. Balancing things like physics and stuff isn't really something I would do. The main thing I'm interested in doing is writing a story and having that happen. And I'm willing to collaborate with somebody. I'm going to wait until I finish the story before I talk to anybody about that, though, because I don't want to trail people on with ideas. Is there not a bench here? Oh my gosh. I guess I'll go back.
That's why it's hidden, because no one wants to come here because you can't sit down.
I guess so. Like, I want to actually get it all on the paper. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is writing it as a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Because that's ultimately what it's going to end up being in game form. Is, it's like Mass Effect where you make decisions, with like dialogue options or whatever, and then that changes how things happen. And then I will work that into a Ludo narrative later on. Was kind of my thought on that. On the other side, there was a bench. Well, I'll have to go back for that.
Makes me think of...
Holy crap, that thing's expensive.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it makes sense. What was I going to ask? I don't even remember now.
And we'll keep this.
Oh. Have you watched Mark Brown's recent videos on him making his game?
I haven't. No, I need to sit down and watch those.
It's interesting. The last one he made was really interesting, and it was pitfalls, a common pitfall for people starting out new games.
Uh-huh.
And he talks about how early in his game making career, and he was young when he was doing this, he came up with an idea. He, developed it to a certain point, and then he realized that the gameplay wasn't fun. And that the theme around it was great, and he loved the theme around it, and he loved the graphical style that he had picked on, but the actual gameplay wasn't fun to play, and so he just abandoned the game. And he was like, I wasted all of that time. And so it was him advocating for
waste is a strong word, but yeah.
Right. It was him advocating for prototyping your gameplay before you move forward with really anything else.
That's always been my thing, though, is that I've been looking for the right genre to do my game in. And I still haven't decided on that yet. So I figure doing the visual novel and then being able to focus on the gameplay part will be helpful to me. Who knows? I mean, obviously I've got a day job, and I enjoy my day job a lot more now. What I'm doing right now is a lot... something I feel like I'm accomplishing something instead of just punching in and punching out.
Doing something for cash.
Yeah. So I don't have a need to make games. It's just something I've been interested in doing for a long time.
Yeah, be a good.
But I agree that you probably want to start with a white room scenario and making sure your mechanics are fun even without any other obstacles or anything else before moving on to the next step.
And really, it seems like even big studios have trouble with that.
What was not an original idea, Grokken?
I think he's saying that, start with a prototype, a quick prototype.
Yeah.
And no, it's not an original idea, but I think that's an easy pitfall to kind of fall into.
Best practices are like that. Do I break it?
How come Hollow Knight can have mirrors, but most other games can't?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Can you, crawl inside of it?
That's what my first thought was. Let's see.
This looks like something... Wait, is this where you came out of? Maybe this is where you were born. I mean, that makes sense.
I'm slowing down, so I feel like I need to do something here.
And I think it's more... the people that... and I'm responding to Grokken, that, they've got a notebook full of their ideas, and they're like, this is what my app's icon's gonna look like. And this is what, is gonna happen when you push these buttons. And they do all these, little side developments that aren't, necessarily important to the core experience of the game. And then when they actually get to the core experience of the game, they're like, wow, I spent a bunch of time developing a bunch of stuff that I'm not even gonna use.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So as far as the Metroid, so that's the biggest irony is that the game idea that I've had since high school would probably not be a Metroidvania. Now I have lots of Metroidvania ideas. I've got tons of them. I've posted about them, but a lot of the times I'm being a little bit facetious about it. But is this what I'm looking for? No, this is just an arcane egg. So we're not streaming anymore after this. That's what that means. Creative, so this is the last time we're streaming.
No more stream. The stream dried up.
So, okay, nothing was down there, but then what am I supposed to do down here? I'm trying to... It's been a long time since I've done this. I'm bringing all these guys back.
I like every time you come down here, I think of all of the skeletons in the basement of Destroy Space Aliens.
Destroy Space Aliens. Oh, that was good. It's not just because of Metroid Dread. I don't want people thinking that. If you like Metroid Dread, that's great. It just... I don't know. I was already dealing with a lot of other things, and it just kind of made me think harder about it.
when you write 100 and how many total reviews have you written?
217, I think, was the final total.
Jeez, man, that is staggering. I just want to say congratulations. That's super impressive. I'm not even being sarcastic or anything. That is a legitimately really impressive thing that you did.
Yeah.
I mean, 200 and something reviews, all in the same genre. Round of applause.
I think the first time I missed a week, though, it was a couple of weeks ago with Cycron, too.
Wow, really? You went like 209 reviews in a row without missing anything?
Once a week.
Yeah, man. It's a hell of a thing.
If there's nothing here, where am I supposed to go?
Does anybody have guidance on what we're supposed to do here?
I think somebody said... Let's see... Oh, somebody was trying to help me. Sponge said there's nothing here. Look for the fountain.
Yeah, oh wait, is that at the end of the lighthouse area?
So that
we already did that.
We already did that. That's why we had this dash. I don't know why I didn't think of that already. That's what happens when you take weeks after weeks before you play.
There's only like I like how he just flops.
The irony is I would have thought of that. I tried to dream nail all of the.
Wait, does the reflection not fall over?
I think maybe not.
Oh, that'd be great. It's raining men.
We just like our little masks. And the reviews didn't start out detailed. They just got more detailed the more serious I got about it because, I felt like there was a need for that.
I think once you got your format down, I think it gets easier to write, more detailed reviews when you've got a set format.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a rule that I wasn't allowed to write more than 5 paragraphs, and that went out the window. Because I'm like, my reviews can't be too long. That was one of my rules, and so 5 paragraphs is my limit, and I always edited it down from there. And
I like that school cooked into us that 5 paragraphs is the quintessential essay.
Sure. Well, it was more that I didn't want it to be too long, but I felt that anything less than 5 paragraphs would be too short, One of the most challenging things about writing reviews week after week is trying to find new ways to describe combat that doesn't make you sound repetitive.
Yeah.
If you've been reading all of my reviews. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that. Part of that is one of the things that makes it easier is how every game's combat is different. And there's the original Hollow Knight. I like how
his little horns are bigger.
I like how they started out small before they became crazy big.
So does that mean we would have gotten crazy big?
Yeah, I think so.
What we should have done was just left the game running in the background, and then you would have gotten big.
The Void Heart. And to be quite honest, I really like writing, and that's going to be... I'm definitely going to have to fill that void somehow. Obviously, I can take more time on it than the deadlines that I was keeping with the Metroidvania review. But I do need to set deadlines for myself because, if you don't set deadlines for yourself, then you just don't get things done. It's just how life works.
I mean, if you don't have a reason to make it a priority.
Right. We did some personality tests, and I always come up as an analyst. Chunk Hollow Knight. I always come up as an analyst, and then the other type that's not necessarily the opposite of the analyst, but it's on that side of the brain that they did it, was the organizer, and I have a pretty strong organizer side as well.
I'd say that goes along with analyst.
Then there was the creative, and then there's the social personality. And so I'm mostly analyst, and then I have an equal parts organization and creativity, and then my social side is not very good, which I hope I've tried to compensate that with with just trying to organize things, but I've actually had to actively think about people's feelings more, and I think that it's been helpful to me.
I think that's just good life advice.
It is good life advice. Where did all this stuff come from?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean all the smackables?
Yeah, I missed all these smackables. All right, where am I? Okay, I need to get out the top here because there's no exit from here. Where's the top?
It's up.
That tends to be where the tops are. I don't even know why I'm trying to climb out of here. I could just do this. Yes, well, yes, I'm going to be more involved in church activities. At least the things I've been neglecting. I've been active in my church this entire time. I'm actually one of the things that I'm in charge of right now is taking care of some of the finance side of things in my particular local organization. But there are other things that are more people oriented that I neglected, as I mentioned. So
Yeah, you only have
so much
time in the day.
And I also have 3 children, so I always blamed it on my kids. It's like, oh, I'm just spending all my time with my kids, and that's not true. Obviously, I put out 217 reviews in the last 4 years, so there's something going on there. But
I mean, they were around while you were doing it. The
Yeah.
secret is his kids actually write his reviews.
I've been it's like the monkeys, or what is it? The room full of monkeys theory, that if you have a bunch of monkeys, that they'll eventually make something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do
Just
it
have a bunch
24.
of 4-year-olds.
They do it 24/7, and I just kind of go through and pick out the best ones. Dracula likes putting the top of his castle on the bottom. That's because he's just an upside down dude, man.
He's a contrarian.
He is a contrarian. Okay, I think if I remember correctly, is there a bench next to Radiance? I think there might be.
Are you ever going to not get blown up by blow up guys?
Well, I'm reading the chat part of the time. That's my excuse. Let's see, not being too tough on yourself for hobbies. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, hey. You ever want to be in your own game? Does that sound like a good thing?
You want? Have I ever wanted to be in my own game?
No, I'm talking to...
Maybe someday before we all die. And yes, we are going for Radiance.
Yeah, blue and orange is a great combo. That's why they use it on... Well, I don't think they do anymore, but for like 10, 15 years they used it on like every movie poster. Thank you, yeah. I think we'll miss streaming.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely enjoyed it. This
I've
was a
always
highlight
loved-
of my week. This quitting the streaming is less about the review, Metroidvania review, because I could keep streaming, but it's more about spending time with my children. You know, this is Saturday, and they're at that point where they're like, "Let's go to the zoo" and whatnot, and I haven't been able to do that. So that is the reason why I'm ending the streams.
Is the zoo a Metroidvania?
It can be. Depends on whether or not you can get the koalas to climb up walls for you.
No, you have to... No, you get the koalas and you hold them, and then they pull you up the wall while you grab onto their little backs.
Somebody make a zoo Metroidvania. This sounds good.
This sounds
good
amazing.
to me.
Like the parts are animals, and it's not like you absorb their powers, it's you literally equip that animal.
Okay, I got 1 point left. Might as well put the Thorns of Agony on. You know, honestly, I didn't have this the first time I played. I'm wondering if Grimchild would be good. But I kind of want Joni. I want Joni, but what do I give up for? I guess I'll ditch this at the same cost. Shaman Stone I definitely want.
What about fragile stuff?
Can you use fragile stuff on this without it breaking?
You can the first time.
Oh, well. We're not going to first try this.
Do you really need the bat? You want to keep the bat for this fight?
I want to try it. because I didn't have the bat the first time I played, and
I guess that's true. Yeah, use your new stuff.
yeah.
Oh, hey, buddy, how's it going?
I don't remember what we need to do for this. Oh, we gotta break the. Oh, we break the chains. That's right. Yeah, we're gonna have to get past this first part before we can.
This first part's a cakewalk. Just make sure you do the get inside his head part first, or correctly.
What game?
Didn't you say the first time you fought him, you actually could unlock the final end or the true final ending, but instead you just wailed on his face and he died?
did. Yes. I didn't know what to do. We're just gonna take it slow for this first part. The goal
Look
is
how
to
big
get.
his sword is.
The goal is to get to Radiance. So I got so good at fighting this guy.
Oh yeah, I could do this without even getting.
Right.
I did it without thinking.
Yeah. Whoops. And that's not happening this time. But we all knew that was gonna happen just based off how I fought the tyrant dude.
Yeah, this fight's actually not too tough.
I like the part where he's like stabbing himself. I love like there's so much theming
that they show you.
narrative going on here that just wonderful. One of my favorite boss fights of all time, even though he's technically not even the final boss. Spoiler alert, by the way, which we're gonna get to that. But oh wait, I gotta wait until she yells "get good." All right, this is gonna be a horrible first try. Yeah, there's the part where he starts stabbing himself. I love that.
Yeah, it's the visual of it is great.
Yeah, it's like, what am I fighting? Like, it's great.
It's just like unbridled rage.
So as far as like, people make the argument that this game is a Souls-like, and one of the things that they use to say that it's a Souls-like is it has a similar plot to the Souls series. Get good.
What, the reignite or rekindle?
Well, you got a king who wants to basically, he has like a huge ambition to make his kingdom like amazing, and ends up basically like making a pact with the devil in order to get there. Or in the case of Dark Souls, it's they light up the fire, or they kindle the fire to try and create an organization and basically put themselves at the center of it as gods. And similar type of story here. Anyway, as far as the Souls-like, I'm not explaining it very well because I'm thinking about fighting the Radiance, but as far as the Souls-like, oh, you get healed after that fight. That's nice to know.
As you get immediately wailed on.
Yeah. Sorry, I should probably pay attention instead of trying to think about plot. Anyway, as far as the Souls-like...
You have 45 minutes to beat the Radiance.
I'm not going to take the full 45 minutes, at least I hope not. Alright, I need to actually hit him so we can... I'm actually kind of remembering the pattern as we do this. That'd be funny if I could have first tried it, but I'm really kind of distracted right now.
It's alright.
I need to finish my thought so I can stop thinking about it.
We'll wait for you to beat the boss. Oh man, went down. Although I think you have to do a couple of... You don't climb at this point, do you?
As far as the Souls-like final boss trope goes, I think
you do.
I think that the Hollow Knight is the best of them, even including all of. Although I think Gwyn's really well done, and Nashandra's the worst.
This fight stood out. Well, it still stands out in my head as one of the most difficult gaming things I ever accomplished.
So when I first did this, there was a glitch that made it so your shadow didn't appear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I had to deal with... so I basically went back to the... I put a one of those teleporter things, and I went back to the surface and used the rotten egg every time I died to get my money back.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I kind of like using Mr. Grimm here. I think this is probably going to be a pretty easy fight compared to Nightmare King Grimm.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just moving slower. Or Radiance does.
I need to stop accidentally using my helicopter, though. Oop.
Dark Souls is good.
I definitely recommend Dark Souls. Play the first one. It's still the best one, in my opinion, but people are going to have different opinions about that. So I was talking to Nick the other day about Dark Souls because we're talking about playing Dark Souls. I haven't finished Dark Souls 3 yet, so I say that Dark Souls 1's the best, even though I haven't finished 3.
From what you've played, it's the best.
Yes, that's true. I mean, the DLC could change my mind. The DLC changed my mind about Dark Souls 2. I did not like Dark Souls 2 until the DLC came out. Anyway, I was talking about Dark Souls 2, and I take it back. I didn't hate Dark Souls 2, and so I was like, you know what Dark Souls 2 is like? You know that subreddit called Angry Upvote? That's what Dark Souls 2 is for me. It gets my angry upvote. It's like, fine. Fine, I like you, but you do things I don't like.
Oh, man. He might kill you. Oh, no.
What the? He didn't do this at all the first time.
Oh, look at his little bubble attack. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. Okay, I do remember that. Gosh, all right, I'm gonna actually start focusing now. But you guys can still ask questions. You guys should still ask questions.
All right, so somebody in the chat wants to know if you had to have an animal for hands, what animal would you pick?
The entire animal, or like their heads?
No, it's like the whole animal. But it can be small. So, like, if you pick a dog, it could be like a hand-sized dog.
Obviously, I'd pick monkeys because then it'd be like having 4 arms.
Well, yeah, but you got like a huge monkey hanging off of your hand. That's weird. Nobody likes that. I pick snakes. I would want snake hands.
Snake hands? That would be very awkward. See, the thing about monkeys, if you have complete control over the monkeys, then having 4 arms would be amazing.
How would you put on shorts?
Actually, you know what I want? Humans.
You want 2 tiny humans?
I want 2 full-size adult humans that I control. And I just walk around, and then we sit at the desk, and we have 2 chairs, and I have my chair in the back, and I'm just hold my arms out, and they take care of everything.
But you can't do anything. You just stand behind these 2 people that are doing everything.
Did I leave the podcast? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I am so sorry, 13 Ojum. That's for the Steam, right? I am so sorry about that. Oh. I like how he's the one who broke it.
He's like, I got this.
Well, I very much apologize. I think it's a little too late for me to fix that. I thought I grabbed the right link. No, that's my fault. But thank you for coming.
I think a squid would be pretty good too, because they got like tentacles and stuff that you could use as like fingers.
So if I had continued the Metroidvania review, one of the things I would have liked having is somebody to take care of the clerical stuff, like posting the link to the Twitch on the announcement page occasionally, because that is the thing I screwed up the most while doing all of this.
Have a good one, Indianors. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great, and we should keep talking, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I have a very hard time remembering to check things like, if it's for the March posting, changing all of the February things to March. I've made that mistake a lot, and I've had to fix it afterwards a lot. That's always been my great weakness, is just like small little details like that. Sounds great.
How are you dying this much?
I'm paying too much attention to the chat. We all knew this was going to happen.
That's true.
I mean, the point of this stream is to talk, but I know everybody would like to see me beat the Radiance in the process. So,
Radiance.
How does a person play when they're quitting streaming? That is what this stream is.
This is the real reason we're quitting streaming, because we're bad at games.
Yeah. I'm bad at performing games. I think one of the things I thought about doing is just continuing to record my play sessions of Metroidvania games, and just after every session take 15 minutes and pick out some highlights and then just post that on YouTube. But I don't know how people feel about that. Like, the backlash I got for these excerpts has been
I think you're gonna get backlash if you do anything that breaks from what you were doing before.
From the incredible consistency that I've kept for the last 4 years, yeah.
Yeah.
That was always my thing, is that I needed to stay consistent because consistency it's comfortable.
Yeah, and it's easy to stick with.
I'm going to admit that I'm not trying as hard as I did the first time I fought him, because now that I know I'm going to be healed afterwards, I don't have to try as hard. And you know me, I only try as hard as I have to.
It seems like he's stabbing himself a lot more than normal.
It's not because I'm not putting out as much damage as I was. Last time I think I just went tank on him. That's what I should have done.
He's like, well, if you won't kill me, I will.
Oh no, I've been octopused. So yeah, lots of changes in my life just suddenly all at once.
Yeah.
It's probably
exciting.
It's probably a good thing that I stopped when I did, or announced that I was going to stop the Metroidvania review when I did, because trying to figure out how to pull out one review a week, I would have had to at least go on a break this month.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot involved in moving.
Yeah.
I hate moving.
I'm already...
Well, no. I hate packing.
So I'm putting all my books and stuff in boxes. I'm like, yeah, I bet this bookshelf will probably need 2 boxes. I'm like 4 boxes later. I'm like, what the crud? How come they fit so well in the bookshelf but not in the boxes?
Yeah, that's the problem with books.
I got smaller boxes because, you don't want to get a giant box and then fill it with books, because then nobody can carry it out to the car.
So illegal pro tip, you can go to gas stations and the milk crates that they stack behind the store that the dairy company comes and picks up? You can go and steal those.
Where did you learn this?
I don't know. I definitely didn't make an entire wall unit out of those in my first apartment.
That sounds like Red Letter Media talking about when they made indie films. They were like, you can go to like thrift stores and then just change the labels to the prices that you prefer paying for props that you need for your movies. I was like, that's so
Genius.
messed up.
It's easy to get props for your movie if you just go steal them from the store.
Well, I happen to know that you can just steal from thrift stores too, as long as you're at it. I mean,
I think at this point we've
of
come to the point where you can steal from all stores.
Don't listen to anything that I'm saying right now. I'm not advocating.
Don't steal from stores.
I'm not advocating any of that. Stealing is wrong.
Unless it's from Walmart, you can steal from Walmart.
So I actually knew a guy who was a hobo for.
A hobo? Did he have a handkerchief bag on a stick?
Oh gosh. Okay, so
did he ride the rails?
I shouldn't say hobo. Is that offensive? I don't know if that's offensive.
I don't know if that's offensive.
He was a homeless individual. But anyways, he was homeless for a while, and he's like, yeah, I knew where to get all the best flashlights, and everybody would steal them from me, all the other homeless people. And he's like, do you know where I got them from? I just took them from Walmart. Like, just walk in and just take them.
Yeah, I mean, no one there's gonna stop you.
Anyway, I learned a lot about that life talking to this guy. He changed his life at that point, but.
When I was going to school up in Flagstaff, Arizona, my buddy and I were walking to a sandwich place that we really liked. There was a homeless guy that we'd always pass. We'd always, kind of chat with him, and he was real friendly. And we're like, we should invite him to come to lunch with us. So we did, and he was really appreciative. And we were having just a conversation with him while we all ate lunch. And at one point, he was like, "Yeah, I just got out of jail." And we're like, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I killed a guy with a chain." And we're like, oh.
Yeah, I bet homeless people that kill people too.
So, anyway, he was always super appreciative, and every time we saw him after that, he'd be like, "Hey, guys," and we're like, "Hey, man."
So, what Caldrath asked just now, I did not believe until I visited a store in California and asked them about that, and they're like, "Yeah, it's pretty much true." I'm like, "Oh," because
yeah, no, that's a huge problem here. Theft here is huge. Like a huge problem. There'll be videos of people just walking into stores with bags, filling their bag with product off the shelf right in front of employees, and then just walking out the front door.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. I mean, it relies on people to be decent human beings, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people that aren't decent human beings.
As it turns out. Yeah, so when I originally had heard that, it was from somebody who was basically just like, you know, them libs are horrible or whatever, and like California is the devil because it's the land of the libs or whatever. So I didn't really believe it at first.
I live in the land of the libs?
There are people that think that. But anyway, so I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, okay, they're just exaggerating or whatever. But yeah, apparently that's what it's like.
I mean, I know that's the case, at least in San Francisco. I don't know if it's statewide, though.
Sure. Yeah, there's a difference there, too. You can't...
I mean, city to city, there's local ordinances and stuff like that.
Right.
I love the look of that attack. The like, howling people spewing out of the top of you.
I should probably try harder. It's, I don't know. I mean, okay, so one of the arguments in favor of this policy is that it is very expensive to enforce laws. And so you do have to draw a line somewhere. And if they're wasting all their time with all of these thefts, like if theft is like a major issue, they gotta spend their resources somewhere, you know?
I mean, you go into Target, there's like security everywhere now.
I can't allow Calderas comment yet. Actually, I'll just pause. I don't know what he said, but I'm gonna go ahead and let it.
Oh, I can read it.
Try hard apparently is. Apparently that's banned on Twitch. I don't know why.
Wait, what? Like the phrase "try hard"?
Yeah, it locked his post, or it locked his post because of the word "try hard." I guess I could see that being offensive.
I like Twitch locks. What did it lock? It was when we said Samus wasn't a robot.
Yeah, Samus is not a robot. Like apparently calling people robots is a problem on Twitch. Whoops.
No, not calling them a robot. Saying they're not the robot.
I don't think it pays attention to that. I think it just used the word robot and was like, oh, they're calling me a robot and that's offensive and therefore we should block it.
Alright, so here's the question, or an Ask Me Anything question.
Is this my favorite Metroid?
Your favorite Metroidvania?
That is a complicated question, and the answer is yes, but also not yes. It depends on what mood I'm in. I really like Hollow Knight a lot. I think that it is a strong candidate to put at the top of any top list of Metroidvanias. It's a very boring thing to put at the top of that list now because people are probably really annoyed with the fan base and how much they adore this game. But I feel like it's deserved. I think that this is the highest quality Metroidvania in the last 5 years. For many reasons. But there are also contenders out there that you could argue otherwise. So like when people ask me what my favorite Metroidvania is, I'm like, my top 3 are Hollow Knight, La Mulana, and Super Metroid. And which one I'll say is my favorite depends on what mood I'm in. Yeah, because obviously those are very different games. Like for instance, if you don't like really hard boss fights, then you might not like Hollow Knight. As I'm
True. I mean,
not doing a great job
fighting a boss.
Fighting a boss right now. Let's get my juice back.
La Mulana 1 or 2?
The first one. The second one's fine. The second one feels like a Disney direct-to-video sequel in the sense that that's really insulting. I understand, but it feels like
La Mulana 2, Milana's Adventure.
Yeah, it's.
I love how she jams her little needle right into a crack in his, like, mask. So you can, I mean, you striked him in the butt, but the concept is that she cracks it open so you can strike his head, get into his dreams.
Right. This guy's moving a lot slower than I remember.
I think you're just used to really hard bosses that are moving really fast.
Although I say that and then I just get destroyed by his. All right.
You need to not. You need to not.
So there's a thing.
Anybody.
There's a thing on Smash Brothers, the taunt to get bodied. I just did that. I'm sorry, Silverade. We'll get there eventually. We got 30 minutes. I hope not to take that entire time. All right. I'm actually in a spell build, so I need to start focusing on spells when I'm fighting the Hollow Knight too. Even though I don't have the Black Fireball, and I don't want to go through the trouble of getting it at this point. So, and you don't need the Black Fireball for Hollow Knight because he's always above you.
You know what would be a cool Twitch thing? If they had a way to, like, two people playing a game, and they can, like, hand the controller to the other person. Like, if at this point you were like, Nick, why don't you try to beat this first form? And then you could, like, move control over to me.
I mean,
and it would be like playing games with your buddies on the couch, and being able to pass the controller back and forth.
They would definitely have to deal with the latency problem on that before they could pull that off. Oh my gosh, I just lost my...
Like when he stabs himself, you're like, here, let me make it extra painful.
Let me help you with that. Well, come on, one more. Oh, wait, that didn't kill me? Okay, no, I actually killed him, and I think that I got invincibility because of that. Yeah, we tried that when the pandemic first started, and it's just too laggy. I don't know what the secret is for that. When you really think about it, the fact that we're talking right now, and some of us are like thousands of miles away, we've come a long way. It's
from you know, maybe 150 years ago,
sure,
a little less than that, when the only way you could talk long distances was tapping out on a line and all you had was Morse code.
Gosh, even that was impressive.
Well, yeah, I guess before that there were letters.
Horses, yeah, were your best bet. Whoops, I should not have done that. But that's okay. I just have to remember how to fight this guy again. This was always my standard for the hardest boss until I did worse.
So what's harder, Radiance, or you posted a clip of, what did I comment on the other day?
Oh, the Cathedral boss?
Yeah, the Cathedral boss.
I actually think Radiance is harder.
That Cathedral boss looked tough.
Quantum entanglement. I think that the Cathedral boss isn't that bad. Now it ruined the game for some people because apparently I guess he's a difficulty spike, but I'm like, I don't know. There's some stuff before that's pretty tough. But you know, it's just my opinion. Apparently I haven't hit him this whole time because I don't have any juice.
You have to hit the boss.
Yeah, I guess he's parried the whole time. How do you feel about this Calder out, the boss that can parry?
I gotta say, if you can get parried, it's kind of frustrating. Playing Dark Souls 3 at the very beginning of the game, there's a guy with a fancy katana up on a ledge that's a totally optional guy, and he can parry your attacks, and it's super annoying.
Just need to focus.
Do you collect any physical games, or at this point do you pretty much only buy digitally?
So I collected a lot of Wii U games when the Wii U... when the Switch was coming out, I collected a bunch of those. But no, I mostly do digital, and my reason for going digital is really dumb. It's when I'm sitting down trying to figure out what I want to play, if I have to get up and put it in my console, it usually means I'm not going to play it at this point.
Wow.
That is the worst reason ever, I know, but...
I want to play this game, but it's all the way over there.
Well, here's the thing, is that, like, when you work 8 to 10 hours a day, and you come home and you have children and whatever, and you've already sat down on the couch, it's like, okay, I'm just going to watch YouTube for an hour instead, you know? It's like...
Yeah, there's definitely the appeal of that just mindlessly watching YouTube thing.
Right. So, and then the other factor is I like my house to be very clean and uncluttered, and to me, having games up on a shelf is... I know that people display them and they look nice and everything. I'm not trying to judge anybody, but I like the minimalism and not having things on my shelf. Like where I keep my Wii U games is it's stored inside an entertainment system where they're shut behind a door and nobody can see them.
Oh yeah, at this point I don't have any visible gaming anything out, like in my living room.
So the other factor is I just don't really want to store them. So not judging anybody who collects games. I know that, and there's people that, and this is very legitimate concern. Like if Steam decided to be like, nah, you can't have it anymore. I'm kind of screwed.
That's what I'm saying. There's gonna be a point at some point in the future when something happens and we lose access to all of our Steam accounts. I mean, maybe there's gonna be a, okay, you can download them for the next year. Make sure you save them. Thing.
So my theory has always been I'll just pirate it if that ever happens,
I mean, it makes sense. You already bought it. That's borderline not even pirating anymore.
Keep track of everything that I've done or purchased, and then just pirate everything that I own or have gotten licensed
that you care about.
Now, from a legal standpoint, because of the way these licenses work, that is still technically illegal to do it that way. However, nobody's actually taken that to court and done that. But anyway, that's a bridge that we'll cross when we get to it.
Well, it makes me wonder: is that like Steam? Is their argument that we're not actually buying these games, that we're like renting them from Steam?
So a lot of games on Steam are actually DRM free. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, there's actually a list on the internet that you can find that shows everything that's DRM free. Yeah, owning movies on Blu-ray and then watching them on Netflix. I do that all the time. However, I've started actually buying movies again because things I like on Netflix get removed from Netflix, and I'm like, no, I want to keep watching that. Like, eventually I'm going to have to buy Star Trek, although I'd probably watch more Star Trek than I'm probably going to watch them the rest of my lifetime at this point, but I need to get a hold of Babylon 5 just so I can watch it because they took it off of Amazon.
Well, that's interesting.
So the problem with the streaming services is that you can definitely lose those eventually. But you never really owned those in the first place, so that's a different argument.
Well, yeah, like Netflix, I don't ever feel like I'm actually buying those movies. I'm renting access to those movies. Although a lot of the time, if I want to watch a movie, I just rent it on something like Google Play or something like that.
So, response to Grokken, in Europe, these arguments are void. Yes, Europe is doing wonderful things for all these platforms that the U.S. really is just not taking care of. They're fighting the legal battles that need to be fought, and the companies are it's benefiting everybody around the world because these companies like to be uniform with their policies. And so I'm grateful for...
especially with things like right of repair and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm grateful for Europe fighting these battles for us because they certainly aren't getting it done here.
Yeah, that might cut into profits. I like how we avoided getting political for this entire thing, and then on the last stream we're getting political.
Well, I did say ask me anything. And then for Calderas' question, on the back of every PlayStation 4 box it says you're buying the license, not the game. Even this physical copy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's intriguing.
Now, again, whether this is going to hold any actual weight still remains to be seen, but that is what it says on the back of the box.
So, fun anecdote, personal anecdote. Back when I was in college, I had a hard drive crash on me, and I lost my entire music collection. And so I, being a teenager in, the early aughts, well, not a teenager, 20s, I decided I was going to download all of my old collections back. And I got caught. And remember when the RIAA was, like, threatening to sue people, and you could pay, like, a set amount of money, and then they'd be like, okay, if you pay that... They were basically shaking people down. I got shook down.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up paying.
So yeah, there's a lot of this, like, especially with software, there's a lot of legal gray area on that. Actually, Scott the Woz put out a video about emulation earlier that basically covers all sides of that. I watched it. I don't know... Like, a friend of mine sent it to me, and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty balanced. I mean, I don't necessarily like his style, how he's like, because you're stupid, or whatever. I'm like, I could do without that part, but...
I've actually never watched a Scott the Woz video.
Yeah, I've watched a couple, but, again, it's not particularly my style, but... He is entertaining, and that is something I apparently lack.
Yeah, you definitely... Get a VPN, folks.
Yeah. At least that's if that's what you're going to do.
I mean, don't steal music. Although honestly, Spotify really eliminated the need to do that. Although apparently now they're really kind of not doing some good things for their artists.
A lot of times when you have something that's really consumer friendly and good for the consumer, it falls apart. Like Netflix is happening. It's happening to Netflix as well. There's that need to grow that kind of ruins everything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, sometimes you gotta just let things be things.
Yeah.
Let them be good for what they are.
I don't hate Scott. The style is a little bit off from what I enjoy. It's the same thing as like I like Angry Video Game Nerd just fine. I could do without the donkey anus comparisons.
Donkey anus.
But I watch his videos because I think they're informative and I like that aspect. And Scott the Woz is kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. It's funny how Angry Video Game Nerd was. I mean, he was basically the first one.
He was, essentially. It was funny because for a while they're like, you're copying Angry Video Game Nerd, even if they weren't anything like the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Anybody that was talking about video games.
Yeah, and then there was Channel Awesome that had the weird rule that you couldn't review something that somebody else had already reviewed.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it was like a stigma. I don't know if they actually like officially had that rule, but like they would get like angry. It's like, I already reviewed that. There's no reason why you need to put that on the internet. Like this already exists. So I'm like, well,
that's not how this works.
Right. Okay. Let's rethink our build here. What's not working? I don't really have time to heal, so I think Joni's fine. Has this really been helping me? Let's take it off and see what happens. Let's see.
I mean, what could you swap out?
When you get inside, I'm pretty sure when you get inside the Radiance, it... I mean, High Blood might be good if I could afford it, but I don't think I can.
I don't know if High Blood's going to be that great. You get hit pretty... Like, when you get hit, just because of the style, you get hit, and then you get hit again. Okay,
so this will give me more soul when I'm striking things with a nail. I had the Grub Song, so I gain soul when I'm taking damage. And I would like to take Spell Twister, but that costs 2, and I don't have 2, so...
What does the Void Heart do for you?
The Void Heart is required. I can't unequip it.
Oh.
It just lets you fight the Radiance.
That is kind of a frustrating thing that this game does, is for a lot of the more challenging fights, they limit how many slots you are by making you equip something.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is one way to balance your game. Keep the power creep from...
Yeah, balance the end game.
Yeah. It's also, I mean, that really only happened with Nightmare Care Graham. And the Void Heart doesn't take up a slot, though. It doesn't take up any of your notches.
Oh, really?
I guess I probably should have been clear about that.
Ah.
I'm just going to pogo jump him and see how that turns out for me.
Pogo jumping's how I beat him.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to be very balanced around pogo jumping, does he?
I mean, whenever I fought Hollow Knight bosses, a lot of my damage was striking down as I jumped over them.
Yeah, it's funny because if you play Otto, it was a game that was on my top 10 2020 list.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend it. Most of those bosses just cannot handle you pogo jumping on them. They just... When you get up to them, you just pogo jump on them and then the game's over for them. It's...
They're like, no, get off my head.
Pretty much. And it's funny, this entire playthrough I've almost avoided pogo jumping. I don't know why. I think I'm missing the damage I was getting from the grandchild.
I mean, you could... I mean, just to get past this guy, you could do get rid of Joni, equip some other stuff, and then you could heal when he goes down.
Well, you get healed after this fight anyway, though, so there's no point in...
Well, yeah, but you got to get through this fight.
Well, I know, but... What I was doing was fine, I just need to...
Do it.
Like this. Like, just spam...
Hit him with uppercuts as he...
Right.
Shanks himself.
Whoa. part of it also is I just changed my build, and I'm actually really surprised at how much Grimchild was helping. I think I'm going to keep Grimchild. I think my build was fine. I just need to get good. I do like this one though, so I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, I don't really have a choice but to
Well, if we get down to the very last tempt, you can equip all of your fragile things. And,
That's true. Although those take up slots too, as we know.
True.
Maybe part of my problem there was I wasn't charge shotting him too.
So looking back at everything you've done over the last 4 years, what would you say is your end of the show? You're going to give a montage, and then at the end you're going to walk out the door and close the door. What's your takeaway from the whole thing? Like, what's the lesson to be learned?
That's a good question. I think I've kind of covered that in the article I published on Monday. Like I think all these things are important. The cliche is that it was all worth it because of the friends I made along the way. But
it's not the destination, it's the journey.
I think that there was one lesson that I could draw from this whole thing is just remember when you're playing video games and you're criticizing them and talking about them, it's people. They are people that go into this. There was somebody who animated all these little yellow droplets that I'm trying to dodge that I hate. Somebody, wrote this music. Somebody did this art.
Somebody spent time on this.
Yes. So, in this, it's easier to just like bash AAA games because you can, divide out the blame a little bit more.
Yeah, when it's 300 people.
Right. I don't know if I did well because of Grimchild or if I did well just because I got better there, but...
We'll take it.
Don't get greedy. It's the mantra for this boss. Oh, I didn't have my void dash up. Whoops. Okay.
So you just burst right into it. Man, you really need that void dash for this fight.
Well, it is required to get here.
Oh, that's true.
You have to have it in order to get 1.5 of the void heart. Oops. So they do not let you have this fight without it. Whoops, I got greedy. Don't get greedy. That is the mantra of this fight. I think we'll get there before the time runs out.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
But just
if we don't, it'll be weirdly appropriate.
Remember that it's people and people matter, and you can have whatever opinions you have about the game. Just try not to be.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, that is ultimately what I'm saying. Just don't be a jerk. Like the gaming, so one of the problems with Angry Video Game Nerd is that like his style kind of invites that, like literally getting angry about these games, and you don't really need to do that in order to express yourself. And I'm not making a criticism against the Angry Video Game Nerd because I think he does have a balance there, and he's usually talking about older games that.
Well, and had that. I'd say Angry Video Game Nerd is a combination of informative review and entertainment. And the entertainment side of it is the angriness, not the review side of it.
Right.
Like, he's not actually angry. If you ever watch, what's his name? Tom Rolfe?
James Rolfe, and he's actually really level-headed. And...
Yeah, he's a really fairly chill dude. And it's important to remember that's who he actually is.
Don't let that influence how you criticize things, though, I guess I'm trying to say.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Don't let the anger consume you. It's there for your entertainment, and that's it. That was one of my goals from the beginning, and I know I got pretty harsh in some of my criticisms sometimes, but I always tried to think about the fact that, somebody put their heart and soul into this, and even when I really didn't like the game, and it made me more stressed out than I needed at the time.
Don't give in to the dark side.
Yeah. Pretty much. You know, and if you really dislike a game and everybody in the universe seems to like it, let them like it. Don't rain on their parade.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact,
Terra Noctis may never recover.
for Terra Noctis. I did try to say that was my preliminary thoughts on that, but yeah. The trailer definitely didn't impress me. Let's see. Ultimately, do you count Roguevanias as Metroidvanias, or do you review them just since it's expected? That's what happened with Dead Cells. Everybody asked me, before Dead Cells even came out of early access, everybody was asking me to review it because everybody was talking about it as like the top #1 Metroidvania out there. Which, even considering it as a Metroidvania, it's definitely not anywhere near the top of what I played, but it was certainly popular. I like it.
It makes sense. The two genres synergize well.
Roguelike and Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Don't say that on the R Metroidvania server; they'll lynch you.
Oh, they don't synergize well at all. It's terrible. I don't understand. Why would you have strong feelings about that? If you don't like those games, just don't play them.
Well, if you don't know anything about Dead Cells and you see it at the top of all these Metroidvania lists, and that sets the expectation that I'm going to get a Metroidvania from this, there is a problem there. But
well, yeah. I mean, I'd say probably look a little bit deeper into games that you're interested in than the tags on the Steam page.
yeah, I don't know. I think there's more information coming out more and more every day, so it's good to do your research before buying into something. And it's okay if you don't like the game, even if you're not into the genre. It's fine. I did not play the Eternal Noctis demo. Caldrath did. The original Kickstarter demo. We were watching trailers on Wednesday, and when Eternal Noctis came up, I'm like, I'm getting bad level design vibes from this just watching the trailer. And that could be different from when we get there, but the trailer did not paint a pretty picture of that, so we'll see how it turns out when the game actually comes out. Some things that you just can't judge until you're in the midst of it, you know. Speaking of Angry Video Game Nerd, one of the things that he had a challenge with was just really describing how terrible games controls are. Alright. I'm feeling good about this run. As long as I don't die on the Hollow Knight, I should be doing a lot better on Radiance. Yeah, and the Dead Cells devs did claim it was a Metroidvania, and the Tokitori devs claimed that Tokitori 2 was a Metroidvania, and it sets a precedent that only can lead to disappointment. Yeah, the level design is only one part of a game's whole, so even if the level design is really terrible, if the core mechanics feel good, then the level design can have a pass. Like I compared it to Sundered when I was watching it. It looked similar to Sundered to me, but Sundered is a roguelite and, you know, has other things going for it. So we'll see. We'll see. Eternal Noctis could still be a great game. And I hope everybody can understand that those were straight up preliminary thoughts. Sweet. We just rocked that first phase. So what made this boss Radiance so much more frustrating for me the first time was that glitch. Did I lose Nick?
No, I'm still here.
No. You're being very quiet.
It's because I was talking without hitting the talk button, because I'm stupid.
I thought that might be the case, which is why I said something.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there are lots of things here that Nick should have commented on by now.
Commenting on how he doesn't know how to push a button. It's because I do push to talk for these streams, but every other time it's just talk to talk. I actually don't know why I do push to talk. It's probably perfectly fine.
Sure. Yeah, you don't have children in your house. I should be the one doing push to talk, although I don't have children here today. Well, every Saturday I was able to get a babysitter for my children. On Wednesday nights, I just depended on my children going to bed. And that didn't always work out, as we know.
I always like you yelling at your kids to go to bed, and then your kids totally ignoring you.
Yeah. All right, after this, I'm going to put on all my breakable stuff because we're running up on time.
Oh man, here it comes. The final countdown.
The final countdown. Top 3 games besides Metroidvanias in the last few years. I haven't had a lot of time. There's the top 3 games I want to play. Outer Wilds. Let's see. What was one of the other? Nier Automata is on my list of top games.
Wow, you haven't played Nier Automata?
I haven't played Nier Automata yet, and I love the first game, which is funny.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people that did. That's not true.
I feel like people have... Well, they made that remake of it where they make you play...
I'm so mad about that remake.
Why did they pick the little kid?
I want the dad version. I'm a dad, man. I want a
version...
game I can relate to, not...
Yeah, there's so few games, especially JRPG-style games, where you get to play as, like, an adult.
Right. Yeah, especially JRPG-style games. You're talking to a couple of old people here, and just like, we don't like our stinking teenagers, whippersnappers.
Kids.
I don't want to play a whippersnapper. I want to play a dude. I want to play someone like me.
If I'm going to kill God, I want to kill God as a 30-something.
I'm going to be honest. I'd rather play a mother than play the teenage brother.
I mean, it's just played out. I mean, it's every single JRPG, basically.
Yeah. Also, it has a lot more impact when he's a dad. And by the way, there's a lot more to that story that makes it even worse. And I just feel like because they felt they gave in to the marketers there and made that version.
Well, didn't he? I feel like they said that if it sold well enough, they'd like patch in the dad story.
That'd be great.
I don't know if it sold enough though.
I need to pick a third one though. But yeah, I haven't really played. I mean, I played Bloodborne in the last 4 years.
Well, obviously, Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Now, if you're asking me like what my top games in general are, then Dark Souls would be still probably #1 at this point. Although I have played a lot of Metroidvanias, and the Mega Man. I always put Mega Man 9 as my favorite of the Mega Man games. Okay, we're not. I need to actually focus on killing this guy.
Alright.
Here's the thing about getting hit, is that technically I can get hit as much as I want as long as I don't get hit the last time.
That is true.
I always say that.
There are people that play and beat this whole game without getting hit at all.
Right. To me, that's always a sign that the game's well designed, is if you can do that. Okay, alright, let's put on all of our breakables and see if it's even worth putting on our breakables.
We'll see. We'll give it a shot.
What do I ditch for the breakables, to be honest? What are my breakables that I can do? Fragile Heart might be good.
I think
like Strength seems like it would be good, but I have my spells. I'm using spells on this boss, so I don't really
I guess that's true.
Honestly, I think our build is fine. We just need to do it.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do it quiet. This is gonna be. You're gonna focus in exclusively on this.
Actually, doing this is not a good idea. I was like, I'm gonna go get some health. I'm like, wait, I wasted all on the Hollow Knight anyway. Let's see, what other games have I played? I played... What is that game? I always forget the name. From Ash... Remnant?
Oh yeah, Remnant
we
from
played
the Ashes.
That. Definitely.
Yeah, we played that through to completion and enjoyed it. And we played that zombie game, World War Z.
World War Z, like while I was doing all this. Both of those, neither of those aren't going to be on any of my top lists, though. They're just like...
And then we played Earth Defense Force. Is that at the top of your best games list?
No, that is... That is probably a 2 out of 5 game that I enjoy. Like,
it's definitely not a masterpiece.
Like,
but it's got that Dynasty Warriors level of mass murder that's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Although 5 has some very serious pacing issues.
2 out of 5 is probably too harsh.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah. One of those I acknowledge that it's very flawed, but I enjoy playing it, so...
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. What are these monsters? Are they from another country?
So I don't know if any of you have played Earth Defense Force, but you fight giant ants. And in 5, when you first start fighting the ants, your fellow soldiers, who are total and complete morons, like they are the dumbest people you could have possibly put in your army, were saying things like, where did they come from? Are they terrorists?
Right.
Yes, the giant ants are terrorists.
Clearly, the writers were influenced by modern political issues. Oh,
All right, long message from 21 Baron here. I saw the post and couldn't be around for this final run. I was only in the Discord server for a while. Sadly, it wasn't my kind of thing, Discord overall. So I left, but kept checking the site and your YouTube channel. Sad to see it all going away, but really happy we had the chance to have this community. Wish you all the best and hope to see you all again.
well, thank you. I'm grateful that, for the most part, everybody's been very understanding and supportive.
Yeah, I think everybody took the right things away from the community.
It makes me happy that that's the type of community that was built.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like it was successful, so I appreciate that. Okay, well, we're only at 2 health, so we're definitely gonna have to one more run after this if I don't make this. Whoa, whoa. So it turns out when you fall down, you get hurt. I just discovered that.
Well, honestly, going from 2 health to 1 health doesn't much matter.
Yeah, that's true. One of the complaints I would have about this fight is those little sun things that he shoots at you are a little bit hard to see.
So do you have any suggestions for an alternate review site? Like maybe one that you check yourself?
Most of my suggestions would be YouTubers. Unfortunately, even those guys are having a hard time putting out content constantly.
Who are some YouTubers you might recommend?
Stay subscribed to the Curator. I'll still be putting the blurbs on there, as I said. As far as like other reviewers, though, like Gaming Brit is one of my favorites. He actually does reviews. Seed Gaming, I like his stuff in general, but it's not really reviews. It's more like commentary on the game industry. Or, meme runs, like going through Mario without touching any coins, which is fun.
Oh yeah, those are fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then we talked about him plenty, but Mark Brown and Game Maker's Toolkit, and then his new show. What's his show called?
So something I've learned in general is that I think that there's a distrust for reviews out there. And I'm not going to recommend like Kotaku or IGN or anything like that, and there's a reason for that. And
oh yeah, just you can never know where their motivations are.
Right. Like Nintendo Life is pretty good. And I think by extension Press Square is probably okay, although I haven't really spent time on that. But my best recommendation is just keep an eye on the user reviews and just look at all of them, including the bad ones. What happened to you? What's going on? What is he doing? What the crud? The Derp Knight just got me.
It's like he was posing sexy for you. Like, look at me, Hollow Knight.
Oh my gosh.
Paint me like your French women.
And yeah, that is one of the things I was trying to establish with the Metroidvania reviews. I thought that specialist is something that the industry could have used. There's a few JRPG specialists out there that you can decide for yourself whether or not you like them. David Inc. is the name of one of them, and then I discovered one recently that actually put out a video about how to not get burnt out from playing video games. But I don't remember his name. A friend of mine linked it to me. If somebody in the comments knows who it is, then please inform the audience. Oh my gosh, this is not a good run right here. It's okay though. We only need 2 hit points.
Yeah.
That's all you need in order to defeat the Radiance.
That's all we're gonna need.
That's all we're gonna have. Yeah. So when I was taking see right there. Hard for me to see that. I just need to pay more attention. I think I'm still on tilt from the weirdness that just happened. All right, guys. I apologize if we can't make it, but 2 more tries and that's got to be it. So everybody do the get good chant in the chat there. Remember the get good chant from Environmental Station Alpha?
Do that.
I don't think that you were there for that one. I think that was Jake that was on with me that day.
Yeah, I think that was pretty early.
Yeah.
Was Environmental... That was the first one you played when we couldn't play Hollow Knight, wasn't it?
Yep, I went to Environmental Station Alpha because I'm like, well, this isn't running. Well, I know a game that will. This game doesn't look very good at all, so there's no way it couldn't run.
Hey, at least the review got you to upgrade your PC before all of the prices on components went through the roof.
That's not true. I only got my processor upgraded. I'm still waiting on a video card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think everybody's waiting on a video card.
Yeah. At first we were blaming Bitcoin, but it's really not the problem. It's substrate
Yeah.
supply
Well,
chain.
I think it's a combination of a couple of different things, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna slide across the ground all sultry?
That was funny. I don't know what that was all about. Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, I was actually looking to upgrade like back in November of last year, and I was like, I'll wait for the supply chain problems to alleviate. Yeah, they just got worse.
Yeah. I've been looking to upgrade for almost a year myself. Honestly, I haven't needed to, though. Although if Demon Souls actually comes out on PC, I might have to. The Demon Souls remake.
Oh, the one for PS5.
Yeah. I'm still banking on the fact that they accidentally announced that was a true announcement, and they just didn't want to, I don't know, bite or shoot themselves in the foot on the PS5 that early in the process.
Right, that seems to be Sony's kind of pattern, is wait, what, 3-4 years and then release them on PC?
Right. I wish I could get soul out of him from this point. Like, give me your juice before you go back up.
Yeah, like in every other boss fight, at this stage of the fight, you can wail on them.
Yeah. And get better at dodging the suns, though, so that's good. Oh. Okay, I'll just stand right there. That's fine.
Just pretend you're playing a chicken horse level.
Oh, Metroid Dread actually has a... oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. I was doing better. You know what? I'm going to give it 2 more tries. 2 more tries, and then we'll call it. Like, if I don't make it this next time...
we never have to... Hey, guys, we never have to quit if we always have 2 more tries.
No, for reals, though. Unless you need to be somewhere.
No, I'm good.
Oh, gosh. What was I saying before I died?
Supply chain issues?
Something about that. Also, it doesn't count if I happen to die in the Hollow Knight, although I don't think that's going to happen. I'm also not doing very well right now because I'm still in Radiance mode.
Radiance mode.
Whoops. Saving as much juice on this fight at the end of it is probably the bigger thing that'll help with the Radiance right at the start.
Yeah, going in with a full juice bar.
Yeah.
With enough ivory.
Yeah, ivory juice. The problem is I want to spam my spells at this part, and that usually means I'm out of spells.
I feel like I had the heavy strikes where you don't get pushed back, so when he was in that stage, I just sat there and wailed on him with Fast Nail.
That might be a good strategy. Well, we barely made it.
Hey, that's all that matters.
All right, I'm going to lean forward. I'm not going to look at the chat. It doesn't look like anybody's saying anything right now anyway, so I'm just...
He's leaning forward.
Getting my edge of the seat position here. Oop. Okay, the suns have got me again. Just need to pay attention. I gotta remember the suns are gonna happen. Oh, I was saying that Metroid Dread has a Flappy Bird section on one of its bosses.
Wait, what?
So you have your space jump, right? And it's kind of difficult to perform.
Oh, and do you have to, like he's doing with the spears sideways, you have to Flappy Bird through the...
You have to Flappy Bird through it, so I called it the Flappy Bird section.
That's hilarious.
During that section, though, if you manage to pull off a speed boost and ram him, then you get to like instant kill the boss, which I think is a really cool thing they did.
Yeah, that's satisfying.
Really cool thing they did in Metroid Dread was they had speed kills on most of the bosses, if not all of them. I'd like to see what the speed kill on the file boss is. Because if there's a boss that needs a speed kill, that's the boss.
Actually, a speed kill is cool because that'd be fun for speedrunners.
Yeah, speedrunners are having a blast with Dread. Like, if you like speedrunning, I think, like, one of the speedrunners on our Metroidvania server is like, this is a 10 out of 10 game. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. If you're a speedrunner, I can see Dread being just made for you. Oops. Okay, we need to make sure we keep Radiance on screen. Alright, guys, last try. We tried to make it, but my play skills... We're gonna do it, Nick. This is it.
It's gonna be this time.
This is gonna be it.
We were building up to this. We talked about it before the stream. We're like, we're gonna run long, and then it's gonna make it epic when you pull it off at the last minute.
Oh gosh, don't even build it up that way because if I fail, it's not gonna be very good.
He's gonna do it without even getting hit, except, you know, from right now.
Come on, George. Get yourself over here.
I think the whole time the bat is like, Dad, let's go to McDonald's.
Whoops.
I don't want to fight this guy anymore.
I want to know what they serve at McDonald's in Bugland.
What would be the equivalent? Well, they've got those floaty cow things underneath the Coliseum. Those would obviously be the cows that they turned into bug burgers.
I like how they're like cows, even though they're not really cows. They're just big,
and they fly.
This is like calling a big person a cow, Nick. That's not very nice.
They're even shaped like a cow.
They don't.
They got little legs hanging down, you know, like a cow.
Man, I sure hope you never tell any people that. Look at your little legs hanging down.
Like sitting in a chair. Look at your little legs hanging down. You're just like a cow. Like an EDF, they're just like people.
Oh my gosh, little frogmen. I don't know, maybe we're just racist, Nick.
I don't... Cow is not a race.
No, I get the frog people, and they're like, they're just like people. They're exactly like people, and we're like, they're like frogmen.
Yeah, they're one of the enemy types is literally like a 6 foot story, or not 6 foot, 6-story frogman in like a spacesuit.
I think their official name is the colonists.
Colonists, yeah. And when they invade, all of your soldiers are like, oh, we're being invaded by giant humans! They're just like humans! And no, they look just like frogs. They look like humans, and yet they walk upright. That's about it. I'm glad that world is getting destroyed. It would be like, you know that movie Idiocracy? It would be like if aliens attacked in the middle of that movie.
Great. Okay, come on.
All right, you're doing good. You're doing good.
This is one of those situations where if I really wanted to beat this on stream, I should have practiced beforehand.
Eh.
I like this phase because the suns are actually easier to dodge.
Well, there's more things for you to hit them on.
Yeah.
I like the suns are basically just the little floating bubbles from the inflatable mage fight.
Juice while I can. Oops. Oh no! Oh. I had a sweet deal there. Oh, the sun got me. All right, well, that's it, guys.
Well, we gave it. We're gonna pretend you beat it. You did it.
We gave it the old try. Look at him, like he's like sad.
He is sad. He's like, I'll never defeat the Radiance now.
Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Everybody's been wonderful, and sorry that it has to go, but I gave my reasons, and we'll miss these streams. Will I ever be back? It's possible. If I do come back, I might have my son on the stream. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But for now, it is farewell, and thank you again for watching, and we'll see you.